All right, shout out again to Screen Printer Mike for the new color of the OptiU shirt, Revive, Thrive, and Optimize. So thank you, Mike, for that again. Hope you like this color also, and hopefully today's video will give you some really good insight on meal ideas. One of the questions that come up was, hey, give us some examples of some meals. So Beth and I are pretty simple, and we like the video on consistency, habits, and lifestyle. We don't venture really far out of these norms that we have on a weekly basis for meals. So I'm just going to give you some of the highlights of the meals that Beth and I would eat, and then you can take it from there and put your own twists and turns on it, just using the good quality ingredients that won't run up your blood sugar, that aren't full of toxins, that don't contain these cancer-causing chemicals, those kind of things, right? So real foods. So some of the most common meals that Beth and I would eat would be hamburgers. Now, when I say hamburger, I'm not talking about on a bun. I'm talking about eating a hamburger with a fork. So lots of times I will grill a hamburger. I maybe grill or saute some zucchini and onions with it. We could have some pasta with that for our quality carb. We could have some rice with that. We could have some sweet potatoes with that. And remember, we're getting in that evening carb serving because we're doing really hard workouts every day. We're being consistent with our 30 to 60 minutes. We typically even do more than that, a walking or equivalent. And we're always getting in our strength training at least 5 to 6 days a week. So we're putting in that quality carb. So hamburger, zucchini and onions, sauteed, and sweet potatoes. We will eat typically a steak once a week. Again, typically that's something that I would grill. We would have maybe Brussels sprouts with that and some pasta. Some of the gluten-free pasta that you have in a video. If you haven't watched, go back and see it. Something else that we do pretty routinely is Beth makes a lasagna. And of course, using the grass-fed, grass-finished beef and all these things, all the highest quality ingredients. And she will either use zucchini for noodles or gluten-free noodles again. Depends, sometimes she'll make one of each and we'll have a serving of each. Just depends on what we're doing and what she has and has time to do. She will make meatloaf, and again, we may put meatloaf with some sweet potatoes or some squash, and again, we may have some rice with something like that. So really simple. We don't eat a lot of chicken, but one of our favorite meals for chicken is when Beth will make, if you've ever eaten at a Carrabba's Italian grill, they used to have a chicken called chicken gratella. And we really like chicken gratella, but they don't have it on the menu anymore. But they had chicken gratella with zucchini stefania. So if you've ever eaten at a Carrabba's, one of the favorite meals that we used to get at Carrabba's, they don't have it on the menu anymore, but it was chicken gratella, and chicken gratella came with zucchini stefania, and it came with some kind of pasta. So that's something that Beth will make occasionally. She'll make this chicken gratella, she'll make the zucchini stefania, and she'll make some kind of the gluten-free pasta to go with that. Now the zucchini stefania is zucchini sauteed with butter and garlic, salt and pepper, olive oil, and basil, I believe, and maybe oregano. And so it's just a really quick recipe that she can make that's really good along with our chicken and our pasta. One thing that we do probably once every other week that is a favorite, not only for Beth and I, but for our family, is what I'll call healthy Japanese, healthy stir fry. So I'll take either the pastured chicken that we get, and a lot of times we'll do both, the grass-fed, grass-finished steaks, and I'll cook it on the Blackstone, and we'll have, Beth will chop broccoli or cut up broccoli. She'll cut up zucchini and onions, and she'll cook rice ahead, cool it, okay? So she puts it in the fridge and cools it, and then I'll make just like you would see at the Japanese restaurant, literally hibachi style. I'll cut the steak up, I'll, do all that. We cook it. I cook it with Kerrygold butter, and then we use coconut aminos, not soy sauce, but coconut aminos because it's just coconut nectar. There's none of the MSG and none of the toxic chemicals in that. So that's something that we do that the family really enjoys, the zucchini and onions, the broccoli, the fried rice. I'll put a couple eggs in there, and then we put the coconut aminos sauce on everything, and it gives it that Japanese flavor, that hibachi flavor. That's a fan favorite, so to speak, in our house, and we do that a lot of times on our Thursday night family nights because our kids and their wives and everybody really, really enjoys it. But that's a really good treat, and a way to eat something that's really out to eat is not going to be very healthy, but at your home you can make it super healthy. Because again, when you go out, they're using the soy sauces with the MSGs and the teriyakis with the MSGs, and we're using all the natural things, the coconut aminos that doesn't have any of those chemicals or bad things in it. It's just all from coconuts, which can be very good fats for our body. I'm using Kerrygold butter, we're using grass-fed, grass-finished beef, we're using pastured eggs, pastured chickens. So that's a really good meal. We will occasionally do breakfast. We don't eat breakfast in the mornings, but we don't eat in the mornings, we intermittent fast, which is another video that I need to do, but we will take and make just bacon, eggs and sausage, and occasionally, very occasionally, Beth will even, for our carb that evening, our quality carb that evening, she may make some steel cut oats, and we would have like a small serving of steel cut oats. So those are some examples of things that we would eat. I hope this has been beneficial. Stay consistent, make new habits, turn it into a lifestyle by eating these types of meals.